Casino.
Is that a kitchen?
Oh, Cucina. Cucina is a kitchen.
No, it's casino.
No.
It's casino. Or did you put us live already?
We are totally live.
You're such a piece of shit.
I warned you. I said you have 20 seconds, and you just kept talking about language and everything else. and hello, and welcome back to Magic After Dark, where we give you lessons on language.
Mm-hmm.
Today's lesson, English. Use it, motherfucker. Particularly Josh, because
you're a piece of
can't
crap.
use anything else.
Yeah. Hey, guys. Glad we're back this week. It's another good week.
We were both fucking exhausted.
Missed you guys.
I'm so fucking tired.
I didn't miss him, but I missed you.
So today's episode, we'll get right out of the way, is brought to you by Spanish, what did you call it? Bud Light or Miller Lite?
I called it Mexican Bud Light.
Mm.
Was I supposed to say Spanish to be politically correct or something?
I don't think so. Is it a Spanish beer or is it a Mexican? It's brewed in Mexico. It's a Mexican beer.
Yeah.
So it's Spanish, but like
1925.
Specifically Mexico.
Yeah.
Whatever. We're super uncultured.
I've been to other countries.
So have I.
Hey, producer Ash, what's up, bro?
Welcome. So Josh and I are both pretty out of it.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are. Also, I'm looking at that camera and I see some smudges on it again.
Oh God, here we go.
You've been touching that lens again. I can tell. I can tell. I can see them.
I didn't touch it. I swear to God.
We have GP Detroit this weekend, which we're going to talk about a lot on the show today, and probably next week too, and probably the week after that, because we're so excited to have a GP in our backyard again.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait.
But then we also have Magic, Guilds of Ravnica and stuff like that. We didn't put any of that in the lineup.
What? Everybody already knows about it. Why would we talk about it again?
Sure, we could talk.
People never look at like who's on top. They don't like they don't look at.
We'll be able to talk.
Han and
Cucino.
Yeah,
no, not Cucino. God damn it! Now you got me fucking messing his name up. Cucino. Cucino.
It's Cunha.
Yeah. God damn, I hate you. You screwed me up.
Cunha.
I hate everything now. But anyways, yeah. Last time Rash is right. Last time we had GP Detroit, we had Eldrazi winner. It was modern, but it wasn't team modern. This is the only other one in the world. The other one was on Sydney, Australia earlier this year. We'll talk about more of that later. Anyways,
I played in that. It was
Sydney,
awful.
Australia.
No, GP Detroit.
The Eldrazi winner. Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I only ran into Eldrazi one time.
I wanted
in
to
my final round.
magically kill myself.
I ran apparently
magically.
into the guy that created the deck, and he was very pissed that he wasn't getting any credit, except his version of the black-white Eldrazi deck was very bad.
Was it an Asian guy? Can you remember his name?
No, it was a very spiteful black guy.
Terrence Vincent?
Yeah, at first I thought he was related to Terrence, because I was just like, man, you sound a lot like this guy I know. Like, you could be brothers.
Old salty black man.
Yeah.
Terrence Vincent.
He kept going on about, like, that he wasn't getting any credit for creating the deck.
When you were playing against him?
Mm-hmm. And we were in the final round, and, like, we were fucking X4, X3 at that point.
Oh.
It was our final round. It was bad.
So he was salting pretty hard.
Real hard. Anyways.
So
we got a show full of the normal stuff, the who's on top and finance and all that good stuff for you today, and we'll talk about some GP Detroit, and then next week we'll have all of our like what happened at GP Detroit and all that fun stuff. Plus, probably we'll have like some more stuff to talk about with like Magic spoilers, outside of their how you get the masterpiece planeswalkers and shit like that. Did you see those, by the way?
I did. I kind of looked at them a little bit. Some people posted it in the group, but I was up north this weekend having white trash bonfires and having a good time. And I told you I was going to do it. I invited you.
Every weekend with this boys, like, I'm just doing white trash things, having a good time.
Yeah, that's what I mean,
you did invite me. That's right. I was like, no, I'm barely going to get any time to myself as is. I just want some me time.
Yeah. No, we got some games. I got games
Hayachi
from
Chris.
I got some games from Gen Con.
Yeah.
And we played those. We played this Red Dragon Inn game. It's just a drinking game.
Yeah, the game's fun.
And then we
sold that game for a long time.
Yeah, we played Catan.
Catan's a great game. It's a great game.
I would say not really.
It's a great game.
Catan's
Skozen and I play it like competitively. So it'll be at least three of us. It'll be Skozen, myself, like Emilio or Vince or something like that, and Skozen and I, we will strategery the hell out of it.
So it's like
it's always a blast.
It's craps meets Dungeons and Dragons.
Why is it Dungeons and Dragons? You're collecting sheep and hay and shit like that.
Stupid.
So that's
Dungeons and Dragons.
Apparently, a lot of things are the cross between normal stuff and Dungeons and Dragons when it comes to Josh here. Wood, yeah, you collect wood and sheep and hay and rocks. No, brick.
No.
Brick.
Carbon.
It's not carbon.
It's carbon.
It's ore.
It's ore.
Yeah,
you're right.
Carbon.
Stone. Rosh says stone.
Oh,
no, but yeah,
we haven't even talked about anything yet. This is great. We keep trying to trim our hour and a half show down to a fucking hour. We can't even get into our intro. It's so fucking good.
My life brought to you by
Modelo.
There you go.
The king of beers.
At least you got me like tearing up a little bit, so that means I'm having a good time, and that means that
that means that she had a good time too.
Yeah, it means we're doing a good job.
I was worried. I wasn't sure.
At least I'm having fun. If nobody
I want to show
else
you my
is.
shirt too, by the way.
You show everybody your shirt. All grumpy all the time. Oh my
And
god, it's grumpy.
The dwarf.
Who got that for you? The guys at work here?
My little brother got that for me while we were in Disney.
Jesus, man, he's got to deal with you the most, huh?
It's fucking hilarious. I was like, this is the perfect shirt. He's like, yeah, I figured.
Chris is the grumpiest.
Absolutely. Who's the grump? I'm the grump.
But we love him.
And now, who's on top? You ready?
I want to go back and watch each time you start Who's on Top, and I want to do like a mashup. And I just want to put some beats in between and be like, and who's on top?
And
who's on top? Who's on top?
Why do you keep trying to add work to our lives? You can't even listen back to the ripped audio podcast shit that Rob's been doing for us.
Whatever.
And you want to start mixing audios. You're a madman.
I'll get there. All right, so who's on top this week, Christopher?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember how to use OBS for a second because, like, I'm so World of Warcraft. You guys want to talk about World of Warcraft?
No, don't.
We can totally talk about World of Warcraft.
Don't. Magic the Gathering.
This week on Magic After Dark, World of Warcraft.
Piece of shit. All right, so I'm excited to talk about the Legacy portion of the Grand Prix, but there was a Standard and there was a Legacy portion for Richmond.
I was gonna say they were in the same location, right?
Yep. Obviously, we're gonna start with Standard. Okay. And this one's really fast.
It won't let me click. I want to read more.
I got it on Star City.
Oh, my bad.
I already
they
did the
listed
work
on Star City?
Yeah, I already did the work for you. Remember?
Are you sure this isn't the Star City thing?
Yeah. Guess what won? Han.
Standard Richmond, Virginia. Oh yeah. I saw this while we were.
Seen it?
I seen it. while I was flipping through loading up because I try to like make sure I know a little bit about what you're gonna get into so I can like counterpoint you and stuff like that. And top.
There's no counterpoints here.
No, Alexander Hahn took down the whole thing with Red Black Aggro, the deck that we've been telling you 4 months is the deck you should be playing. Is there any spice?
You don't play it anymore though because it's done. It's gonna rotate.
Finally.
So take this.
Finally.
Put it in your magic dumpster bag. Shake it up with some fire and then put it in the trash.
That's a good question. Then what do we lose? You lose Boomhawk Courier. You lose Scrap Heap Scrounger, which is an insanely good card. You lose the Glorybringer, which is another insanely good card.
Yeah.
Let's see. You lose the
Hazrat.
Yeah, you lose this entire fucking deck. Holy shit.
Yep. So just go ahead and throw this thing in the dumpster.
Wow. We would have been done with this had they allowed for the other rotation to occur.
Yes.
That 6-set rotation or whatever. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of Doomfalls. Yeah. This is straight up standard deck. There's nothing different about this. He just played it well. He ran hot.
He didn't give a shit about Nexus of Fate. Look at him. Look at his sideboard.
No, he doesn't have a single fucking thing for it. I think like it's probably like the Spyglass and the Doomfalls and the Duresses. He's just ripping shit out of people's hands. 2 cut ribbons in the main. I like it. Anyways, this is the deck that we've been telling you for months now. This is the deck to play. There is 1, 2, 3 copies in the top 8.
Yep.
I think it's the highest everything. We got
then you got control.
blue white mid range,
blue black,
blue white control, blue black mid range. Yeah, sorry, blue black. Yeah. Esper. It's like aggro or control. These mid ranges like are pseudo control already.
I think this is cool. Manfield? Yeah, Manfield took a red black mid range. I think that's pretty cool.
So this is just like big red.
Yeah, well, your curves higher. Yeah, your curves higher. You play Karn. Oh my God, I'm speaking about standard like I know what I'm talking about, and I do.
He knows. He knows. And then there's going to be a rotation, and none of this information is going to be good for you anymore, Josh.
Yeah, but I seen a bunch of stuff. I've been watching. I know standard. I hate myself for it. Yeah. I hate it.
Okay, so Rash is bringing up an interesting thing. So at this GP, they did Wizards did this special thing where they put a camera on Reed Duke. I heard that they I only saw a little bit of it, but I heard that they put a camera like on his shoulder, and like it was basically like police, not dash cams. What are they called? Chest cams or whatever. Badge cams. Okay. Badge cams. Yeah. Where like they just followed Reed around for all of his event, and then every time they were done with their main feature match, they like would cut over to Reed, and they would have somebody with an actual camera standing over his match or whatever. Mm-hmm. And Reed playing Legacy is like really intense. He's really good.
But does he start sweating on the camera?
No, Reed. No, he just. It's Legacy, which we got to play last week, which was a lot of fun. But it's at Reed Duke level, and he's just super tank. What? Are you jealous? You look a little jealous.
No, he's been the Godfather for about 10 years now.
Yeah. Yeah. So why do you look so like down and unimpressed?
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, why wouldn't you put him under the microscope for Legacy?
They did, and it worked well. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, you're excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, duh. Why would you fucking talk about it?
I hate you so much.
He's the Godfather. He's the pilot of elves.
He's the
Nobody
elves
else plays elves.
Yeah,
nobody else plays Pox either, like he does.
I don't remember. I don't even know what he played, but it wasn't either of those.
Oh yeah, he's probably playing like, what won the GP.
I saw something on Reddit for a hot second where he had a judge call where he was going to get a game rule violation, and like then he corrected the judge or something, and then there was no game rule violation at all. Like there was like it was just a little fix or something, and like Reddit was like, I got the judge gets the GRV and stuff. It's like, it's fucking Legacy. Like shit happens. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like
there's many layers upon layers in Legacy.
Yeah. Okay.
So speaking of Legacy,
okay, I'm going to Legacy because I don't see Reed Duke's name here. Fucking Mr.
Why would he win? He's not. Why would he go to a GP like this? This is small potatoes for Reed Duke.
I don't like you at all. Anyways, Miracles wins, which I'm happy about, and second place is Lands, which I'm happy about. So both of these things are the cool things. I would like to take a look at the Miracles deck, but let's look if there's anything else exciting in the top 8 here. Colorless Eldrazi.
That's not cool.
No?
No.
this is a powerful deck. I don't think we see enough.
This is
of
going to be the same exact list. That,
it is.
That
There's
took
not
down,
going to be anything different.
Well, no, that took down the modern event that was no ban list modern.
Yeah,
it's
basically that with the good
carbon,
lands.
Yeah, it's a carbon copy list.
I'm surprised we don't see more of that. It's also a pretty introductory one. It just doesn't translate anywhere else. If you're gonna purchase that, you could play a similar deck in modern, but you don't get to use much anything else. Your lands go for. I got to burp. Excuse me.
Barwick, while he's burping, yes, I'm going to GP Detroit, and I'm also going to play in it. I'm 98.7% repeated.
That's way too high. That's way too high.
92.59.
Bring that down a little bit.
Repeated going to play at GP Detroit.
Yeah, thanks, Rash. But what I was saying is that the lands go into another deck. You can use them for show and tell.
Yeah.
But that's it. And you don't even have all the other pieces. And the other pieces are still pretty expensive. It's just the land base will transfer over.
Yeah.
So, it's a deck that, is very playable in Legacy, but I think that a lot of people don't get into it because they're like, this is already kind of expensive, and it doesn't translate to any other deck. So you get locked into this deck, and that's it.
Well, it's kind of like how Death and Taxes used to be, because you had to spend money on ports, you had to spend money on the Wastelands. None of that stuff was reprinted yet. And the Wastelands were $90 for a minute.
But Wastelands translate pretty good, whereas ports do not translate.
No, they did not. So the big thing is what they had on the main page was he gets back to basics in Richmond. So he was running two back to basics in the main board because he felt like it was so important that it's just going to shut down.
It does
the whole field.
It does.
So it's like being able to play.
It got us on stream too.
Yeah. He's able to play Blood Moon, quote unquote.
Yeah, Blue Moon. That's not. No,
but that's close. That's cool.
No, because there's the deck. There's an actual deck called Blue Moon.
Yeah, Blue Back.
Which is Back Moon. I don't know. Your Back Moon.
Back Moon.
Show me your Back Moon.
Yeah, I like that. No, but yeah, there wasn't anything really spicy in this deck other than the back to basics in the main. I really do like his Baneslayer Angel, but that's not really a new addition to Legacy. Baneslayer's been around for a long time now.
She slays people, man. She slays them hard.
She does. And the other cool thing, you can click on the Blue Black Dash Shadow. Yeah.
Mr. Noah Walker.
Yeah. So this was cool. I like the fact that he was running the one snuff out in the main. I thought that was cool. I just like how this deck's put together. I don't see it honestly taking much of a turn in the future. I think this is it's going to be a stable deck. It's going to be something that you're going to continue to see. The one preordained in the main board is kind of weird.
Yeah.
And taking it out for a ponder. Who does the math on these fucking splits? I'm just going to run a one of preordain instead of a fourth ponder, or you know what I'm saying? Or
yeah.
It's just that kind of stuff.
I wonder why
is
that's
very
there.
fucking weird to me, but that's whatever. And he's running 18 lands, which they probably the land count has to go up because of G Probe. They could probably go down even lower than that.
Yeah. But this is another deck that translates well. This translates into the modern Death Shadows deck pretty decently.
Yeah.
You get, they don't play Delvers, but
yeah.
Other than that, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I had a friend of mine the other day just saying, okay, so if I want to play some type of deck in Legacy, I pretty much need Underground Seas, Jace the Mind Sculptor, Force of Wills, and what else do I need? A couple Tundras, a couple Volcanics, and I'm like, yeah,
that's it.
Sure.
Yeah.
All the rest of the stuff you should have in your modern decks.
And then you just shadow people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Barwick asks that you're not going to trade on the floor. Has Channel Fireball been super strict with that idiotic trading policy? That was just a scare tactic to get rid of a few people that they went hard on, right? They didn't. Nuh-uh.
Yeah, it was mentioned in the conversation.
You were mentioned in the conversation, but that was it.
Yeah, I can't trade on the floor. Are you?
That was months ago.
That was December. That's more than months ago. It's almost a year ago.
But that hasn't stopped you at GPs.
Yeah, I don't trade at GPs anymore.
I
trade off site. I go to them if I play it. What I'll do is I'll play in the event.
It doesn't stop you from bringing some binders.
No, I just go to the hotel next door because I have so many people know me. I'm a big deal.
Right. I need to end the show right now. The show is over.
Don't sign off. Don't sign off.
Yeah. Gross.
No, but yeah, so I'll definitely be there trading off site. But yeah, I mean, like hotel room, dark alleys, behind dumpsters, things like that.
Wherever you can get a Ricci.
Yeah, just find me. You'll find me. I'm in a bright orange shirt.
Yeah, always. Give bulk.
Give bulk, get duels. Come get me.
Get it. All right. So, is there anything else? You had
that
mentioned
was
something
cool
about Teamer
shit.
earlier. I wasn't sure if you wanted to look at the Teamer Delver or something.
Sure. You want to?
No,
No.
you asked me about the color thing. Oh no, was it
no.
Bant?
No, I'm gonna talk about that in modern.
Bant. It was Bant.
Yeah.
My bad. Okay. I'm not sure what's up next, so I don't want to just start clicking things willy nilly without flipping it.
Well, I just wanted to show the results from who was on top. So now we're done with who's on top, and we're just gonna move right into what we do every week, which is who's on top online.
It's usually Popper.
God damn it!
Had to get one in there.
It never it gets me so bad. Okay,
It does.
So
I love that you tried to circumvent that by having this open before. Like, you sent me the
did.
exact link. You didn't
did.
even give me the one where I could click
No.
on Popper this time.
No, I didn't.
No, I saw. I saw
piece
what you're
of
doing.
shit.
I see you.
Funky Monkey. So go down to Funka Monkey. Here he is, right here.
I typed in fuck.
Fuck Monkey.
I typed in fuck and started
His
typing
name's not
monkey.
Fuck Monkey. All right, so
Oh, funky monkey.
what Chris and I are trying to do is kind of trim down the show a little bit, and so we're not trying to scan through all these decks and look at them and be like, okay. We're just trying to talk about.
Takes a lot of time.
Yeah, we're just trying to talk about a few decks online that are cool, spicy,
Right.
Something new that you haven't seen because
Get your brains thinking.
obviously that's content that you wanna get a hold of. So I did find 2 decks on here online that 5-0'd a daily that were cool, which was this Bant Value Town deck. So it's running 2 Jason Mind Sculptor, 2 Teferi, which is really cool, and then your Knight of the Reliquary Value Town with all the one-of lands like Ghost Quarter, Gavany, Horizon Canopy to Cantrip, the Stirring Wildwood if you need another body, the one-of Field of Ruin. So it's just like, it's a really cool deck, and I know there's a lot of people testing this out. I've seen this pop up, and it could even be something that we play in the future because I know that you like stuff. You like the Bant color.
Yes, I really like Bant.
I don't know if you like to grind this hard because this is a
This
grindy
is very
bitch.
grindy.
It's a very grindy bitch.
But it looks really good for the meta right now because the meta is expecting a lot of blue-white control and Jeskai control.
Yeah.
And 4 voices in your main, when you can fit them and they'll work for your deck, which it very much does here, seems really good. This one of Click seems real greedy, though.
Yeah, double blue.
I'd rather just have another Tireless Tracker, I think.
I probably would too. And I wanted to highlight the deck because they're playing the Dromoka's
They
command.
have the Dromoka's
And
command.
you have been talking about Dromoka's command showing up in Modern more and more. So
It's a good
that's why I highlighted this deck.
anti-burn, and it allows you to kind of aggro and stuff like that.
It does so much.
Yeah. The
It does
commands,
so much.
all of the commands are really good, and
Yeah.
they're often very underrated, and sometimes they're just hard to fit in your deck because they do have a little bit of workaround. The Kolaghan's command is the easiest one. It's almost always a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
Almost always. Whereas the other one's not always the case, but they're still pretty good. Yeah, I like this, Josh. It's a good pull, buddy.
Yeah, and Settle the Wreckage is in the main too, which is it's the old one-sided. So it's like, okay, you don't have to play Wrath of God anymore and kind of hold back.
Yep, it
You
works.
could just
It
play
works for
Settle
this
the
kind of
Wreckage.
strategy
Yeah,
very
so,
well, especially when you have Spell Quellers in your deck.
Yeah, Rash says double blue's not hard.
No, I mean the double blue's not terribly hard. You also have these Jason stuff like that, but it's more along the lines of I'll put it out there.
Okay, tell Rash he's wrong.
He's not wrong. I just don't like clicks. I fucking hate Vendilion Click.
I like the card.
I don't like click.
Because I like playing it and waiting for my opponent to show me their hand, and then I say target me.
Mm-hmm. You're a scumbag. You are a scum lord.
I'm gonna get them.
You're still gonna target them anyways because they show you your hand. You're like, yeah, we gotta get rid of that card.
Yeah.
And they put it on bottom. Immediately fucking draw it. Moto bug. Wow.
I've never done that. All right, so Shunusio.
Oh, the one right under it.
Yeah, the one right under it
Cool.
actually is a really cool one. So it's
I think these are double zeros. Just gonna put that out there.
Shunusui 00. So I thought this deck was also cool at 5-0'd a daily, and it was running a one-of commune with nature.
Is that the
I
original
want
art?
to, how we were in a hurry one time when we were playing.
And we almost put one in.
No, and we were just like, well, shit, what are we going to put in? and I didn't want to re-rent a card, so I was like, I'll just put a common in that we have in our
Moto account.
Yeah, and so I don't know. Maybe this is supposed to be in there, but it's pretty cool.
This is a weird deck. It has 4 Eldritch Evolution. How did this 5-0?
Now, this was the card that I wanted to highlight.
What the fuck?
Post-mortem lunge. This card is really cool because you're just going to go ahead and you're just going to keep it. It's doing exactly what you're doing. It's Coco. But they're playing post-mortem lunge. So instead of paying for the Coco, they're just like, I can go ahead. It's not instant speed, but they're like, pay less.
Sure. Let me read this for your ripping the audio podcast sake.
Sure.
So Postmortem Lunge is a black sorcery with the Phyrexian and then X. It's black Phyrexian. Return target creature card with converted mana cost X from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Exile at the beginning of the next end step.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's very cute, isn't it?
So this is a Vizier Devoted Druid deck with no Cocos.
Nope.
But it has a set of chords, which is usually the weaker of them. This allows you to combo on like your turn 3, which is really good. But like in most matchups, you cut a lot of chords. A single Eternal Witness.
Just one.
And 4 Eldritch Evolutions, which are super dangerous to get countered because you have to sacrifice the creature as part of the cost. This is so fucking greedy, and it 5-0'd. Why the fuck can't we 3-2? Like, what the fuck?
With Collected Company?
Jesus Christ. And there's an Arbiter in here? Holy shit. I said Arbiter. Yeah.
It's a Dryad
Arbiter.
Yep.
Hayachi Chris.
So
Hitachi Chris?
Yes.
Hitachi Chris.
I wanted to highlight this deck for everybody because you could speak intelligently on it, but you just went to shutdown mode and said, "What the fuck's wrong with this guy?"
I'm blown the fuck away.
Go.
I'm blown the fuck away. This is insane. It's got 4 birds, 4 nobles, and 3 fauna shaman. Like, he's trying to go real hard. He's trying to make you. He's really taxing your removal spells. He's got a Shalai and a Spellskite. Like
in the main board. What a boss. This card just should be in the main board. To
yes,
be honest.
Absolutely.
It's so fucking
absolutely.
Good. Wow. I love Shalai. I would queue up this deck before this one. Really?
Yeah, because first of all, I wouldn't play Eldritch Evolution. If I was, it'd probably be a 1 of.
I don't even know how to play that card, so I don't even care.
It's
don't even.
This Postmortem Lunge is.
It's super cute.
I was like, I might throw one of those in as a fun tester because like that's hard to play around.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, people attack your graveyard because you have like the Sphinxes or the Kitchen Sphinx combo kind of stuff.
He says, Bearing. He says, maybe this guy's just a good player. Maybe he's not a scrub like us. He doesn't go 0-5.
Can't be. That can't be. Can't be true.
Yeah, because we're awesome. We play Magic every week.
We don't punt at least 5 times every single time, and it's part of our bingo squares. I gotta make bingo squares tomorrow. By the way, we're playing Hollow One tomorrow. We're playing Hollow One tomorrow, right?
We are.
We're playing. I couldn't remember which deck that we had decided on. So we'll talk about GP Detroit coming up, and for my team, I'm playing Hollow One. So I figured let's play Hollow One.
Well,
yeah.
I said it was okay.
Well,
I'm the fucking boss.
Well, I said we should play one of our 2 GP decks.
Yeah, nobody wants to watch me play Gonti Burn ever.
Well, we already watched that once, and it was good. It was really good.
I think it's great, but it's my deck, so whatever. But yeah, like I think that we should definitely play Hollow One, and I think we have a chance to do well tomorrow. If we get a little bit of sleep tonight.
Are we gonna put the Hazoret in the main? The guys won't let me play with the Hazoret.
1,000% we're playing Hazoret in the main board tomorrow.
So that's like 10 Hazarets in the main. Got it.
Change my mind.
That changed my mind. Put that away.
Okay.
Put your fucking coffee
Change
away.
my mind.
Finance? Yeah, let's move on to the... LSV is playing Hollow One. It's got to be good. I'm going to have to go look at LSV shit now because I didn't know that.
You didn't?
I didn't know he was playing Hollow One.
Yeah, so let's take a look at finance.
I wonder if he's playing a Tasigur because in that deck, there's not a second green source. The only reason that you play the Tasigur that I can see is that it's a 1 less cost Gurmag.
Can you see my beard shaking? Don't play Tasigur.
I don't like Tasigur. I think I'd just rather play a fish.
Yeah.
Okay. So
finance, baby.
Finance. Going to the finance.
Yeah,
I haven't looked at either of these this week, so I'm excited, especially
okay.
since I've seen the hardened scales here.
Yeah, we'll scroll up first. Let's talk about...
Oops, I can't. There we go.
That's okay.
Doubling season.
So
That's how you pronounce that in France.
7.
Welcome to the language
I would
lesson.
say 7 weeks ago. 7 weeks ago.
Was it that long ago that we talked about doubling
Oh
season?
God, it's like a fucking.
It's at least a month. You're right. I'll go 5 to 7.
It's like a reoccurring nightmare with you.
This isn't a nightmare. I always assumed that I could wake up from this.
I can't. It's like Freddy Krueger's claws, right here. We were talking about Freddy Krueger by the fire this weekend.
Yeah, did you do a song? The 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
No, we didn't. But yeah, so doubling season is
3,
starting to come back
4,
up.
Better shut
So
up,
you can hit
4.
read more, and we'll be able to show that trend line. So yeah, so people are in here. They talk about why is this so expensive? Why is hardened scales? Well, it was $2 or $3, but now it's up. So that's our next segment.
Sure.
They're saying, why does it cost 7 times as much as hardened scales? It basically does the same thing. No, it doesn't.
This does Planeswalkers.
Planeswalkers.
This does Planeswalkers. Hardened Scale does not do
Yeah,
Planeswalkers. This is the Commander dream.
Yeah, this makes Commander
Sometimes Modern.
boners just enormous.
When this happens in Modern with Planeswalkers, it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I almost lost to a guy playing Call
It was
the Watch.
Jacob Morley.
Call the what is that? Call the Gate Watch?
Yeah, is the one where you Coco into Planeswalkers?
Yes.
Yeah, it's Jacob Morley.
I almost lost that.
That was fucking great.
It was fucking real life.
He was like taking extra turns and shit like
Yeah, I
that.
was really embarrassed. I was like, if I die to Planeswalkers, I'm just gonna, I don't know, quit Magic.
Well, next time.
Yeah, but so they're showing here. They're showing at the bottom alternatives that you can buy: Parallel Lives, Primal Vigor, and then of course Hardened Scales. But there is no substitution for doubling season. So I don't know why you would have an alternative to a card that you have to have in your commander deck.
Yeah.
So I believe this card is gonna start going up
Soon. Yeah. Well, it's already stabilized.
It's moving.
And nobody's opening Battle Bond anymore.
Nope.
So like
it's out of print.
your supply is out there. That's it. Everybody jumped on them right around here and right around here, to make sure that they had them for commander decks and stuff like that. They're like, oh sweet, I can get a couple extras, or I've never had one, or I'm gonna dump this one that I had in order to get a foil one kind of thing, or hopefully a original art. Oh, I actually like the dragon art over here. It's my favorite one. In foil, something like that, you know. So the supply is set. The demand is still extremely high.
Yeah.
And will continue to go up because Commander's not going anywhere. It's a very fun format, stuff like that. So if you're looking to invest and you want to make a little turn, you can do doubling season. Double season is not getting another print for quite some time. This is a safe investment. You think this will get back to $70? $80?
I think 60, 70.
Yeah.
Just depends if you're getting it retail, if you're hitting it online. But yeah, it'll get back up there.
Another thing that like helps quickly stabilize this kind of thing is that we just had a new commander set this past fall, and it's not even fall yet. Jeez. But we got a new commander set, and they were all Planeswalkers. So again, doubling seasons works with your loyalty counters. So super busted, super fun, super good.
Yeah, so now we can talk about Hardened Scales, which is actually
You make my scale so hard.
legitimate. So this deck,
deck
everybody
killed me
everybody
on
knows. Everybody knows that this deck is real. It's beautiful. This card is spiking. It's going to continue to spike, I think. I don't think it's going to taper off yet. It's showing a taper right there at the end, but I don't know. If this deck keeps performing well, you're up 156%,
Yeah.
but I honestly believe that this thing can double again. I think it can hit $20.
Oh, I don't think $20. I think that's too high. I think that
I don't think so.
I think you're maxing at like 12 because like this is the cheaper affinity that won't stay the cheaper affinity for much longer, and this is a generally faster affinity. Like you just open with the Hardened Scales and your entire deck is just insane. You have to get this thing off the board, which is another reason that Dromoka's command is nice to have this like little splash appearance here and there, because like a turn 1 Hardened Scales that gets blown out by a Dromoka's command pretty early to eat one of the creatures that's grown a little bit and destroy the Hardened Scales is huge, is very important.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the deck real quick. For those of you out there that don't actually know what this deck is, It's Hardened Scales Affinity. It's all over the place now. So if you're watching us, then you probably know what this deck is.
That's a new addition.
Yes, I have not seen the ruins of Orin Reef in there yet, which I don't know. Put a +1 counter on target colorless creature that entered the battlefield this turn.
Sure.
Comes into play tapped. Womp womp.
I don't like this one. This is a U ad right here. We need to destroy our creatures to gain more life.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, it gives you a sack outlet if you don't have a sack outlet.
Yeah, you need the sack outlet.
What would you need a sack outlet for when you have modular?
Well, you need the modular, and then what was the other one that they added like 2 weeks ago that we started talking about? Evolutionary Leap.
Yeah.
Yep. So your sack outlets are Evo Leap and Arcbound Ravager, and the deck just goes insane because you're constantly putting more and more things, makes more and more counters.
Animation
and then you have, I can't show it off like that. I got to do it like this. Animation module. Whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are placed on a permanent you control, which you do all the time, you may pay 1. If you do, create a 1/1 colorless servo artifact creature token, which just goes insane.
Well, it's not so much that this card goes insane. It's that this card has added a long game.
Yeah.
And
because before it was like I need to kill you by turn 4,
it was an all-in deck. Yeah, it was an all-in deck. And
this
the animation module gives you a longer game.
Yep.
It gives you game against some kind of mid-rangey stuff, which usually they're going to blow it up most likely. But
do you want to play this one on stream sometime? I think this is a pretty good one to bring back. Well, not to bring back, but it would be the first time for us.
It'd be good. I think people would be interested in watching us play this, but it's a combo deck.
It is a combo deck. It's a combo aggro deck.
Yeah, it takes a lot of. You have to move counters around.
Mm-hmm.
I played just some fun rounds against this when I was home on a Sunday.
Yeah.
With my deck, and I had to give this guy like a lot of time because he was. So we'll add counters.
So we'll do the timeout with lethal on board back to the bingo. I just want an excuse to bring up my Judge promo, Pendlehavens, because they're fucking in the ground. I mean, regular Pendlehaven's fucking $250. The Judge foil ones are like fucking $10 or something.
$7 or $8.
Garbage. Makes me so sad. It's so pretty. It's
pretty. It's beautiful.
Grinding Station, is it for the same thing? I don't know why Grinding Station's up here.
I don't care.
Hold on. I just want to see. It's a piece of Thopter Sword Modern Brew featuring MTG Saffron Olive. MVP Saffron Olive. God, that guy is such a pro. Look what he does to cards.
He does. He smashes their value.
It's
someday,
insane.
Chris. Someday.
Someday I'm going to play Thopter Sword. I'm excited for that deck to be a thing.
Somebody might listen to us. We might spike a card.
Yeah, someday we might Saffron Olive a card.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay, so this is actually something cool that I wanted to talk about. So
the card looks fake. I don't think it's real.
That copy that they put on there might be fake.
That's totally a fake one.
Yeah. We're gonna have to get it.
That print lays way too evenly on top.
Yeah, we'll get that checked out after the show. But so the Underground Sea we talked about when it spiked months ago. It was all the way up. It was showing 800. But he talks about here where it's slowly starting to taper off now. It's starting to plateau. It's not just it's just not in spike mode anymore. So what I said was, because I have a lot of people come to me and say, okay, should I dump my duels? What should I do? Do you think
just look at them and say, give bulk?
No, I try to
don't take, only give.
So it's a very difficult thing for me to be a businessman while also trying to give good advice. It's that gray area.
Mm-hmm. It's not like that's what we're doing with the finance segment of the show.
Yeah,
every week.
So I have the ability to lie to people's faces and say, man, these things are probably going to tank. You should probably get rid of them right now. They can't get any higher than this. But I don't do that. So what I tell people is I think they're going to taper off a little bit. And this is what I said on the show last month or month before when this thing skyrocketed. And I said, just kind of hold fast on them. If you want to get rid of them right now, get rid of them. But it's still a good investment. It's going to continue to be a good investment because it's a collectible card game.
Yes.
And you getting out of it now, you can see these things double in the next 5 years. So if you're like, hey, I need to make a car payment, I need to make my house payment, then, you shouldn't have these anyways, because a lot of times if you're if you're not able to pay your bills and you're doing that with Underground Seas, it's really tough. It's tough for me to see stuff like that.
So that kind of stuff is the exact reason that I think that these will continue to fall for a little while, because you got a lot of guys that like kept hearing all of this jazz about like, you got to get into these, you got to get these are the thing, and that's true. But when you're hyping it up like fucking Rudy, who's just a straight hype man, who's just trying to move shit around,
he's driving the price up.
right? Like, you're getting people into something that like they're not ready to get into. Like, there's no reason to be investing in Underground Seas if you've got to make a car payment that you're just not ready to make. Like, you should be investing in other things at that time. But people do this because they see it as a good investment that's going to turn around. And yeah, you might get into an Underground Sea at fucking $300 and it turns into like $600, something like that, and you made some extra money. That's great.
Sure.
But I think that right now we're getting into that period where a lot of people are like, I can't sit on this anymore. Like, they don't understand that long-term, that stock investment kind of thing.
Yeah,
so they're like, I got to get out of this. And then the next guy's like, well, I got to get out of it too. And they just start undercutting each other. Mm-hmm. And so you get a lot more supply that's all, and it drops the price down. Yeah. But that doesn't actually change the actual inherent value of these things, as you mentioned, because this is a true collectible card. This is reserveless, which is never going away. Stop talking about it. It's not happening.
Don't yell at them.
Was I looking directly into their souls?
Don't yell at them. Don't yell at them.
Reserveless is staying, people. Leave it alone. It's just how it is. Underground Sea's on that list. This card, in the next 5 years, could be $1,000. Sure, could be $12,000. Not 12,000. Sorry, 1,200. Yeah, okay. Sorry, misspoke there.
It's okay.
But like, that's just how it is. But again, if you're not willing to invest in the long term of these kind of cards where you're really to sit on this for a decade, then don't look at it as an investment. Look at it as like, I want this to play with. I'm going to pay $700 to play with this card because I want to play with this card.
Yeah.
But if you're like, no, I want to make money off this card, then plan on sitting on it for a decade.
Yeah, you really need to sit on these things for a long time to see a big time investment.
And that's how that works. Yeah. Is there anything else in this one?
Yeah, there is.
Ancestral Vision plummeting. Man, this card's too good. We should ban this. It shouldn't be legal in Modern. Ban this fucking card right now.
They did. They banded it.
I know, that's my joke. They banned it. Banding sucks.
Ancestral Visions is a cheap pickup. It's down to $16. I would have said.
I think you could probably get these at $14.
I was gonna say, this thing, holy shit!
This says 12, but most people are probably gonna try and move them at 14.
Yeah. So this is a good card to pick up if you want to dabble in Modern a little bit with this card. You don't see this card in Legacy.
In Legacy?
Yeah, you don't see it in Legacy.
It's too slow.
Yeah, it's way too fucking slow.
It's too slow, which is crazy, but it's too slow.
Yeah.
So these things.
Yeah.
This is a good pickup.
Lucky Marty says that it's really good in Ask for Told.
Yeah, because you get to cast it for free instantly. Well, not instantly, but
Yeah.
At no time constraint kind of thing. It's like, it's a sorcery that says draw 3 cards for paying.
Yeah,
nothing.
and they could make a Legacy deck where it is like an Ask for Told deck. Which
you have to cheat out the Ask for Told. You have to get the Ask for Told out fast enough.
Yeah, but I mean, you can just show and tell, and just instead of taking a walk around the block, you just fucking drive right down the
Heaven forbid
street.
I put my Omniscience into play. Heaven forbid.
Yeah, so if you scroll down, Ancestral's a good pickup.
Ancestral's a good pickup because eventually Saffron Olive will do something with this where it's crazy, and it'll be a $35 card.
Yeah,
it'll show up in some control deck in some weird fashion.
It'll at least jump back up to 20.
This is a card that has the potential to like, hey, did you guys forget about me? And then spike.
Yeah.
So that's a fine one to sit on.
This
is a surprising as
fuck.
I
wanted to show you this because I knew that you would have something witty to say.
What? About the Mox Hammer?
Yeah.
It's a fucking Moxen.
Okay.
These things are like $800, right? Sometimes fucking $1,400.
I mean, Mox Opals are $100.
Yeah. Mox Opals are a fucking fantastic card. This is a very medium card. This has a chance to become a deck, potentially 2 different decks over the course of time here.
Well,
but
they need an innovator to break this card.
They need a Saffron Olive to figure this out.
They need somebody to break this card. Maybe that old grumpy black guy that invented that we were talking about earlier, Terrence Vincent.
No, not that one.
Different old grumpy black guy.
I don't remember that guy's name. God, I wish he was super grumpy. I was just like, fuck, dude, I just want to play my final round of No Prize Magic. Yeah.
No Prize Magic.
Yeah. So this card is a good one to like get yourself a set of so that you can play with when it's actually playable.
When it's relevant.
Right.
Relevant is fine.
And for you to have like 2 to 4 extras that you're willing to get out of really quickly when it does go up, because it will go up. This is also just an all-time like commander card. There's a lot of decks that have a lot of legendary creatures, and it's not even just creatures. It's just not enchantments, right? It hits the planeswalkers too.
It's not the greatest commander card, but it's still a rock.
Like, it's
a very respectable rock.
The foil of this rock is gotta be.
Well, it's shown here. Like the pre-release is $38.
Sure. Okay. So it's probably mirroring that. The regular one, let's say, is maybe 50, 60.
No, the regular one will be actually cheaper than that.
You think than the date stamped one?
That's how
really?
It works. I sort of do this for a living.
Since when? Say you swear.
Every day. Every day.
Every day.
Every day I scan magic cards for a living.
Your foil is indeed 32-ish.
Yeah, 31 Darus versus 36.
So you want to talk about a pickup worth getting and investing in? There's one. Foil Mox Ambers. This card in 3 years will double its price. Guaranteed.
That's a limb to step out on.
The Hitachi Chris guarantee.
Are you just gonna roll this footage back and when it does spike?
Yep. I'm gonna tweet it out to Saffron Olive, and I'm just gonna like. But yeah, foil Mox Amber for sure. That's a good pickup.
All right.
That's it for our.
That's it for
finance.
Yeah, for finance. Yeah.
Where's my button? There's the button. The button.
Buy finance icon.
Get the hell out of here.
I was trying to grab it.
Yeah.
It's gone.
So we're going to do things a little out of order this week. We're going to do Judge's Corner last, which means we're going to go into our locals first, where we talk about upcoming local Magic events.
Because you're so excited about fucking GP Detroit.
So excited about GP Detroit.
You cannot handle yourself. It's this weekend.
And the reason that Judge's Corner is coming after it is because we're going to talk about communication policy for team events such as the GP.
Yeah, so. I'm so glad I'm not on your team because I don't have to communicate with you.
You wanted me on your team. I turned your ass down. Ooh. It's not fully true, but like I sold it pretty well, right? It's good.
I brought aloe in my backpack, so I'll put it on after the show.
Chris burns like fire.
How many times have you used that?
Only like 3 or 4. It doesn't get set up all the time.
You pick up so many dudes with that line. It's insane.
I can't even pick myself up half the time. So. All right, so notable events that are coming up. You have GP Detroit Team Unified Modern. That is literally it. That's not it. There are listed 2 PPTQs on this Sunday, which is day 2 of the event, which is a really awkward time to schedule a PPTQ. But one of these 2 recognized that and said, you know what, let me reschedule. So the Imperium one's actually not here. It's over on the 16th. So we'll move into that.
Lucky says, of course, Fools says, eat my ass. Love you, Gavin.
And then Lucky asks, what? Can you comment on the value of GP promo lands?
Yeah.
Like the Mutavaults?
Mutavaults, yeah.
Mutavaults?
Mutavault is actually, it's worth like about $15.
But the promos?
The promo, yeah. Okay, the market's 11. The mid, I'm thinking in mid value, it's 12.
This is worth me getting a set of because I've never owned any Mutavaults. And Mutavault will eventually get reprinted back into standard. They'll do it. It'll happen.
It will.
It'll definitely 100%. Fucking happen.
I'm with
and
you
then Mutavaults will just be fucking $20 to $30.
They'll be like $20.
Fucking.
Yeah, so this is
a cool one to have.
Yeah, this is a solid double up.
I know which one he wants to talk about. Keep going.
Oh, the basics.
Yeah, I know which one he wants to talk about. You keep going.
Oh, I got it. Yeah. So yeah,
I'm not even showing that screen anyway. So
if he doesn't even want to talk about the Mutavaults.
The Mutavaults.
I mean, it is a good pickup though.
Wait, which one is he talking about? Because they're what GP?
It's the GP promo. They say like GP on it, and they have like
a basic land.
Yeah, it's basic. There's one for each.
It's not. You're not thinking of this, right? Here, I'll flip over here.
This fucking Ravnica.
Yeah, because this is for the Ravnica Day 4-pack draft stuff.
No, he's talking about the lands that you get. I don't know.
I don't even know. Like all I know about is Mutavault.
Oh, Rash says that they debuted at Vegas. It's the Vegas fucking lands. If you
got me. I'll have to look that one up later. I don't know anything about that.
That's all good.
That's a not a me thing. No, they're specific. I don't know what you're talking about, Lucky. We'll have to look it up later, buddy.
I know what you're talking about, but yeah, I'm not sure where they're at.
All right, so look at our sheet here, and we'll look at Alexander Smith's as well. GP Detroit is this weekend. We have everything here. You can even check out their Twitter. So there's a lot of people that are doing Twitter nowadays. So if you're going to go to the GP, this is worth one tracking because like any quick announcements are not only going to be like going across the hall, but like they're going to have their social media guy being like, you know, getting things back up and blah, blah, blah. Or you can find your pairings here and stuff like that. Like, this is a good one to follow, at least for the weekend, if you're going to the GP.
Team Warren is in first place, and they'll snap a picture of me on day one.
Nobody's ever going to say that. Yep. Because they would never lie to everybody.
Yep. They're going to be like, Josh is taking over with Gonty Burns.
Gonty Burns!
Gonty Burns!
Which is really interesting, because, Al's deck, he went undefeated this past Wednesday, right? And we were both like, "There's no fucking way that Bushwhacker deck is gonna work, right?" Like that was just like this is a amalgamation of Bushwhacker, and he fucking was killing people.
Yeah, I know. It happens.
Jack, any more collectible card games? I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So, GP Detroit is this weekend. We're going to go into that in just a minute here, but let's talk about the only PPTQ that is this weekend. It is the only other sealed PPTQ in Michigan. By the way, for those of you that are not in Michigan watching, Josh and I are located in Southeast Michigan. Local Yokels, we try to focus on like Michigan-related events, stuff like that. So our PPTQs for this Sunday are just the Griffin's Rest, and it is the only other sealed game in town besides the GP.
I've never heard of this place. It's in fucking Muskegon.
It's in fucking Muskegon.
Do they even have a Walmart in Muskegon? Are you fucking with me?
So, Muskegon, like, we're here.
We'll start high-fiving you every time you put it in front of your face.
GP Detroit's over here. Get out of here. So, like, this is a weird weekend to do this. I don't think that they do these often. It might even be their first one. And this might have only been the only weekend that somebody was available to do it. So
good job, Griffin's Rest. You
chose a weird weekend.
Probably didn't have anybody coming to your.
No, they could though because it's day 2, right? So they get all the people that are still like on the Pro Tour grind that are like, well, I don't fucking have anything to do with day 2 because I did bad on day 1, so I'm gonna fucking take my chances at sealed.
Do you know how far that fucking drive is?
It's a far drive, but
for a sealed.
But there are people that are going to come to GP Detroit that live in like Lansing and stuff like that. There are people coming halfway across the street, even further.
Listen, I'm going to call the Griffin's Rest on Sunday after the event starts and be like, listen, how many people are there? Yeah. Let's do an over-under right now.
Well, let's look at the event lineup, which, by the way, their marketing is very nice. They always have like the setup over here and then the image, or image on the side over here, which is good. I'm just noticing that this guy is using, looks like matte clear dragon shields for his deck. Don't do that.
Ever.
Don't do that. Don't play Magic with any kind of clear sleeve. It's not going to work at competitive. The judge is going to. Most judges are going to tell you to re-sleeve that.
They don't get in those cheeks.
We don't want you seeing the back of your cards at all.
He's got really nice fingers, though. He could be a hand model. Look at those fingers.
You're such a weird guy. But if we're looking at some details here, it's a $30 entry for sealed, which is great, totally fine. You can prepay. Winner goes to the Pro Tour, blah, 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 blah. It's well set up. It's not bad. Oh, look it. Nate is not set up to do this one. And Nate's set up to do all the other. Let's give him an invite. Okay. There we go. Now that way Nathan Keene knows about that PPTQ. We got you, buddy. No worries over there.
Nathan watches the show never.
he listens back every once in a while. He's like, "You guys are fucking stupid."
Yeah.
So let's look here. Just double check with Alex, local judge Alexander Smith. We've got GP Detroit and the Griffin's Rest. Nothing else. Next week you have an SCG Syracuse, and some more PPTQs, and that's it.
Hey, listen to what Lucky said. He said, "Wouldn't you just do a PTQ at the GP?"
Yes, I was gonna say that.
Don't steal what he said.
No.
Don't make it yours.
No, I was gonna say that, but then you were like, Lucky. "You understand how long that drive is?" It's like, yeah, or you could just play constructed, which will I think it's just gonna be modern PTQ.
Dude, I'm gonna set a reminder on my phone after this. I promise you I'm going to call.
He doesn't remember to make
Griffin.
half the notes we talk about.
The Griffin, what was it called? The
Griffin's
Nest?
Rest.
The Griffin's Nest?
Is it Nest or Rest? I'm bad.
It's Rest.
It's Rest. The Griffin's Rest.
And I'm going to be like, hey, guys, how's the PPTQ going? And they're going to be like, who is this? I'll be like,
how'd you get this number?
Yeah, he's going to be like,
where's Rachel?
Yeah. They're going to be like, do you want to come? We could start late if you want to come. And I'll
you'd be like, no, I'm at the GP.
I'm at the GP.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It is an odd weekend, but I see what they're trying to do because they're on the other side of the state. They chose Sundays because people are at the main event on Saturday.
There's
still a lot. Even if you're not playing the main event on any day of the GP, there's plenty of stuff to do, which let's get into a little bit of the actual GP so that we can get these people to bed. All right. So, Channel Fireball events, GP Detroit. Here's all the stuff that you need for it. You have registration now, which closes. Actually, I didn't bring this tab up. We need to look at this. Your closes at 9 p.m. local time on September 7th, which is the Friday. So you need to be registered just before Friday.
Never forget.
Just never forget, never surrender.
September 7th. Never forget.
Remember the 5th of November.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Get it done. Don't wait till Friday. Do what you got to do. Get your team together. Get them all signed up. Once you go through this,
Don't let him tell you what to do.
I haven't done mine yet.
I haven't done mine yet either.
Oh, God.
I'm going to do it tomorrow.
We're so bad. We were supposed to do ours last Thursday, but Josh's car took a crap. Yeah, well, I hate you so much. All day today, Josh is like, well, we can do this, and we can do this, and we can do this, and we'll do it all on fucking Wednesday. Oh, and we'll do that on Thursday. It's like, what time, Josh? Where do we have time to do those things?
We got to do an interview.
Oh, we'll just do it in the fucking middle of the fucking show. Why not?
We got to do an interview on Thursday with
Zach Allen.
Yep, we got to do an interview
We got
with
local great Zach Allen
Yep.
coming in for Legacy, and we're going to grab him for the interview. It's going to be good. And
he'll be on next week, but...
Or the week after. Like, let's not get crazy here.
Yeah, whatever. He'll be on soon enough.
Yeah. What does the car have to do with anything? You register online. Yes. Not this, Josh. My team is Josh Thompson and Cody Michaels. And Josh's car last week, the frame broke.
You're getting fucking wrecked. Even Gavin's like, you can all register at different times.
Yes, you can sign up and then your team can sign up and then you can nominate a captain and then the captain's able to sign you up in your team seats. So there's a seat A, a seat B, and a seat C. The B player will always be sitting in the middle and your A player will always be sitting on their left. That's how it works every single time. It's very important when going to a team event that you all sit in the same spot. It's super easy for the middle player because they're like, I always sit in the fucking middle. That's a no-brainer. But the A and C players sometimes will get messed up and you'll be jumping around each other or getting paired up the wrong way, which is a fucking nightmare. Just always check your match slip that you have the right opponent, and again, check that you're always in the same orientation to the person in the middle. If you sat on the left of the person in the middle, then you should always be sitting...
They give you colored bracelets now, bitch!
So that you're like, I'm the red player, I'm playing the other red player?
Yeah.
God damn.
They water it down so much because people are so fucking stupid.
All you have to do is okay, I'm on your fucking right. I always sit on your right. It's that fucking
Rash,
simple.
I would have called him out and stopped him there if I was at GP
You didn't
Richmond.
fucking know.
If I was at GP Richmond, but I was doing white trash shit this weekend,
Producer
so I'm sorry about that.
The answers.
But that's cool. I didn't know they did bracelets now. That's really sweet.
That's really smart.
Super sweet.
That's super smart.
Instead of doing stickers I'm the A player.
I hope I'm yellow or something, because otherwise it could get a little confusing.
Holy shit. Is this to save what's his face's testicles from 15 years ago? When was that?
No. This is
Lance Armstrong testicle bracelets?
No. This is pain, this is pleasure, and this is advertising.
That sounds like your life.
That's exactly what they are.
Holy shit.
That's exactly what they are. So, we jumped ahead a little. Okay, so get your registration done, as we need to do as well. I'll get it done by Thursday for sure. Figure out exactly what decks you're playing. It's team unified, so you cannot be sharing cards. If Josh is playing any number of Path to Exiles in his deck, I can't play any. You can't play 2 and I can't play 2. No. If you're playing 1, I get to play 0.
Yeah, splitsies.
No splitsies.
So I actually heard somebody. It sounds funny to people who know. They're like, "Oh, what an idiot!" But it's not. Like, there's some people that I heard them talking last week. They're like, "Okay, well, if I run 2 lightning bolts, well, can I run 2 lightning bolts in my
There's
sideboard?"
been a lot of that same question
and I get
bouncing
it.
around.
Like, if you're not on that GP grind,
Yeah.
if you're not on that
And you
Team
don't know.
Unified grind, you don't know that stuff.
Michigan
so.
and the surrounding areas are very big on modern. So there's a lot of people that like are going to this GP specifically because it's modern and because it's Team Unified Modern, which again I mentioned is the only other one in the world that is of this format. There's only one other, and that took place earlier in the year, and that was in Sydney, Australia. This is the only other opportunity. This is the only opportunity in North America for you to go to a Team Modern GP. You could do some SCG stuff and whatnot, but like this is a GP, and there's always extra stuff to do at a GP. SCGs are really good about running side events, stuff like that.
It's gonna be great.
But GPs are a completely different beast, and for GP Detroit, we always get something cool. Last time we got that escape room, that Avacyn's Cathedral escape room.
Oh,
I'm wondering.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're going to do something like that again, but like we always get something big and hypey.
Yeah.
And
I went in there and somebody touched my no-nos. I got
you.
out of there fast.
You. That was you.
Nope.
Yes, the lady said, "Sir, you can't do that here."
I talked to security.
In fact, you can't do that anywhere. You need to leave.
I talked to security.
No.
Like,
Security talked to you. Sir, you need to leave.
all right, I was touching other people's no-nos. I'm sorry. You're right. You caught me.
Yes, they did.
You caught me.
That's why they said you need to go. You can't. You got to be discreet. Anyways,
Oh, what were you saying?
I was gonna say that we have Ravnica coming out, right? We just started preview season last week with I think it was PAX East.
So you think there's going to be like multicolored rooms and...
I don't think there's gonna be multicolored rooms. I think there's gonna be a lot of cool new preview cards in particular. And I love, like, we had Shadows of Innistrad last time. Are you kidding me? I love those things. They're huge. They're beautiful. You can win them often.
Boring.
Why do I do this?
No, I guess it's cool for some
cool.
people. It's
It's
not fucking
cool
cool for me. I don't give a shit about giant cards.
What about like the cool cosplayers, all the artists, whatever cool thing that they're gonna do? Because they're gonna do something cool.
I like the artists because I want to get some. I want to get my gurus done this weekend. Hopefully,
Ooh, we're doing that this weekend.
I want to. Would love to. If I can find somebody that's good enough, I sure as shit wouldn't let.
Don't you dare.
I
Don't
sure
you
as shit.
No. We're just gonna hear it. We're just gonna there. Okay.
What are you gonna kiss him or
There's
something?
no
to see him?
don't like. It's very possible. I think it would be worth talking to RK Post in the future, and I don't want you fucking shooting that in the foot because you're like, I don't like this kind of stuff. It's fine you don't like that kind of stuff. You don't have to fucking.
I wouldn't have him do my guru lands. What's wrong with that?
Oh, that's fine. He wouldn't really want to do your guru. He might actually. RK could probably do some weird stuff on there. But yeah, he's a master of like odd stuff. He's really well known for the Avatar WoW.
I've had him do like 5 people's stuff that I've taken with me to SCGs and all that shit. So I pay him money.
You take my money? You have money?
I
You
pay
take
him
my
money. Yeah.
Look at all this awesome stuff.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a lot of artists there. That do good work.
You can get your Maelstrom Wanderer signed.
Wanderer.
Oh, I gotta tell James. I gotta tell James that
a
Rogue Refiner artist is gonna be there.
This guy does a lot of. He does a lot of events now.
He does beautiful stuff too.
Yeah.
So
there's gonna be some cool artists there.
yes.
RK
Take advantage
Post,
of them. Go
Chris's
see their stuff.
favorite artist, RK Post, is obviously gonna be there.
I enjoy RK Post.
Okay, well, I don't want to say anything about him. That's bad.
I just don't want you to go ham. That's all.
Not going ham. He looks like the guy from Star Trek. He looks like Data from Star Trek.
God, what the fuck's his name? Producer Rash. I need the actor for Data from
He
Star
looks
Trek.
just like him. Look.
He does have a Data.
That's fucking Data from holy shit. He didn't even look it
Brett
up.
Spiner. That is
No,
correct.
it's Spinner.
Spiner.
No.
Are you sure it's Spinner?
Yeah.
Rash, I need you to break this down
Holy
phonetically.
Don't ask him to do it phonetically.
I need you to do a phonetic breakdown.
Now I know Producer Rash is an insane nerd.
You didn't know before.
Rash, you just fucked
He just
up.
knows
You just
everything.
got caught. You got caught. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Lucky says minus the tattoos.
Yeah.
Oh, because he's so cool because he's got tattoos.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say because Data's straight edge.
Holy shit! I can't believe we're talking about Star Trek right now.
You did it. It was your fault. Welcome to Magic After Dark, where we talk about
I hate all of you.
World of Warcraft and Star Trek.
Brent J. Spainer. Spainer. Spainer? Spain. Why is the E upside down and
I
backwards?
don't know, but he's on Wikipedia now, and that
That's
doesn't
sweet.
count. You can't use that as a resource or a works
shit.
cited page.
All right, move on.
So, GP Detroit, there's
Holy
stuff going
shit.
on nonstop, over and over and over again. There's all kinds of stuff on Friday. There's a team practice. Don't go to that. Instead, come to the modern event at Pandemonium Games and Hobbies, because it's going to
Garden City,
be
Michigan.
fucking insane.
I don't think I'm going to be
right
here.
down the street.
Are you going to be here?
I'm going to be here.
Maybe I'll come because I like you.
We're capping it at 4 rounds so that you can actually go home and get some sleep at a normal time and then get up for the GP.
Okay.
Which we have the times on that. But look at all this stuff that's scheduled. Plus they have on-demand shit, so like you can just go crazy. If you want to do side events, I think that they have an all-weekend pass kind of thing.
Yeah. And
you can just grind out tickets and bring me large, giant cards, which I'll then put on my wall.
Don't bring him shit.
Bring me all the
Sell them.
Yeah.
Sell them on eBay.
Do we know who Tilk's playing with? Because
Who's Tilk
Tilk
with?
told me, and I can't remember. He's got to be carrying somebody else.
You mean they're carrying him? You know Tilk can't play modern. I don't even when he goes to a modern event, I don't even pay attention. When he goes to standard,
You're just like, yeah, here's the money. Go
listen,
ahead.
I'm on his dick when he goes to play standard.
Yeah.
Or when he goes to like play sealed. I mean, I don't even know what he's doing this weekend.
He's been flipping between humans.
No, he doesn't want to be on humans anymore.
I know. I think Tim Dew's on humans now. I think he's borrowing. No, he's on.
He wants to
He's
be
on
on
spirits,
yeah.
which is really good. Yeah.
Sure, it is really good.
It is really good.
I mean, you're going into a fucking Team GP with a brand new deck.
Mm-hmm.
That's not smart.
Elmo keeps changing his list,
don't
and
give
I'm
a
like,
shit
you need
how
to
good at
lock
Magic
this
you
shit
are.
down.
I don't care how good at Magic you are. If you're going into with an untested deck into a GP.
Yeah, you know what's
deep
embarrassing?
are you
know
going?
what's embarrassing about continuously changing your deck before you go to like a major event is when you like go to fetch shock because you're very confident that there's a particular land there, and it's not because you keep changing your deck and you keep forgetting like what's actually there. So you run your percentages improperly. You don't figure your outs well.
It's just all about sideboarding. It doesn't. I mean, it's just
It's
sideboarding
but you
is
need
so
to,
important.
Not only do you need mastery of how to pilot your deck, you need mastery knowledge of your deck. You need to know what cards are still there, kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's very important.
All right, so what's oh yeah, I wanted to show the times for Kobo.
Yes.
So if you guys are gonna be wondering, hey, when the hell do we show up? 10 a.m.
Why is this thing
Santa's gonna be there.
Santa? I know him. I know him.
You're blowing people's eardrums out, guaranteed.
I'm sorry. That's
so
that's the Will Ferrell for you.
10 a.m.
Yeah. 10 a.m. Friday, all the way through the day. You can run all kinds of stuff. 3 years ago, I was there with Cody and Allison, and we just played a bunch of side events that did some vendoring. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, we didn't even make it to fucking F&M, which was not as good. But Saturday, I think we have
Doors
it.
open at
I think the main event player meeting is at 9. As you said, doors open at 8, so you want to be there. Yeah.
Main event registration closes at 9 p.m.
No,
so maybe
no.
10. Oh, that's September
no.
7th.
Yeah,
Never
yeah.
forget.
You know what? I'm doing this wrong.
Team meeting.
That's not it either. I don't know
Whatever,
it
it's
for
probably-
sure. I
it's
don't want
probably
to
at
tell them
9
the
or
wrong
10.
thing. I don't
That's
want to
fine.
tell
It's
them the
9 or
wrong
10.
thing.
It's all good.
Sure. Okay. So now we can do Judge's Corner. Judge's Corner is not a 5-minute segment because I'm sure you're going to ask some questions here.
Judge.
Yeah. Okay, so for Judge's Corner this week, we're going to talk about communication
Whoa,
policy.
put up the stamp. I love the stamp.
Okay.
I love the Judge's Corner stamp.
I'm
Listen,
so sorry.
we work barely hard on this stuff.
We work
There it is.
too hard. Too hard, my dude. Get your hand out of my Judge's Corner. All right? Welcome to Judge's Corner. We're going to talk about communication policy for team events.
Right into the business.
Yeah.
Business voice.
So, unlike a normal event, like if you're watching your buddy play and stuff like that at your normal like standard GP or PPTQ or whatever, like you're not allowed to say or gesture or react to anything that he draws or any lines of play that he takes, how he blocks, none of that stuff. You can't just be like, dude, don't do that, that's stupid. You're not even supposed to be like, you can't block that, his creature has menace. You instead are supposed to be like, guys, can you pause your match? I'd like to call a judge and ask some question about something. And then you're supposed to talk to that judge away from the table and say, I just need to make you aware of what I believe to be an illegal block. He has one creature blocking a creature where his opponent has menace. Judge is going to go over, investigate, and be like, yeah, this can't happen. Got to fix it. But you got to let the judge do it. You, as a bystander, or, you're straight up a bystander, but, like, you're also a player in the event. It's more technical bullshit. You're not supposed to say anything. You can stop them, call a judge. That's it. You're not supposed to be correcting things, and you're not supposed to be commenting on anything. And it's really bad, like, when you get really excited about a card that your opponent or that your buddy draws, you're just like, and they don't know why you're excited. So then they sit there and think about it. All of those things can be bad, and they're outside assistance.
It's like table talk when you're playing euchre.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, fucking euchre's great. Welcome
it's a
to
Midwest
Michigan.
Game. Sorry,
it's
guys.
a fucking straight Michigan.
It's a great
for sure.
Game.
So there's some things that you can and cannot do. Normal event, you can't be doing those kind of things. Team event, you can talk and everything. You can say, like, oh, dude, another lightning bolt. That's a great draw. I don't recommend doing that because you're going to give away play strategy and stuff like that. But the key here is that you are able to talk to your teammates in any capacity. But it's very important to note that you are not allowed to leave your seat for any real reason. If you gotta leave the seat to go to the bathroom, or you're going to leave the seat, go get the team food or something like that.
I have to make pee-pee potty.
Let the judge know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you're at a normal event, like, you can stand and sit wherever you want as long as there's space. So you can stand behind your buddy's opponent as long as you're not making anything that they're going to be able to read off you. That's fine. You can't do that at the team event. And if for whatever fucking reason you are able to do that, like, you're not going to be allowed to communicate with your team anymore. If something happens where you gain information that the rest of that your team should not have, you are no longer allowed to communicate with your team. But other than that, Josh, you're going to be the middle seat. I'm going to be seat C, and then we got somebody over there for seat A.
Oh, we have Guinness over here.
We have Guinness in seat A.
Okay.
You are what is known as, like, the team lead seat for really, because, like, you get to see all the other matches really easily. Like, I can't really see Guinness's hand from my position, and his board state's a little bit fucking weird, but, like, I can see yours and I can see mine. Your position, you can see both.
Yeah, because I'm a captain and I'm a badass.
Right, and usually the captain has more knowledge about the format, so I don't know why we made you team captain. But the key is that you're able to look at all three matches pretty easily. You're able to help your teammates with their hands. You can do basically anything. You can touch cards, you can say use these lands, you can say don't attack into that. You can give any lines of play. And I can do that to Guinness as well, and he can do it to me. It's just a little bit harder across the table like that. So you don't want to give away any strategy, you want to be secretive and whatnot, but the key is that you're able to talk to each other completely. We'll flip over here, we'll look at communication policy, and specifically we want team two-headed giant communication. So this works very, very similar to Two-Headed Giant. If you've ever played Two-Headed Giant, you brought a buddy, maybe somebody that's not as well versed in Magic, and you're trying to get them in, get them interested, and you're right there holding their hand kind of thing, right? That works exactly like this. Everything works together except for the fact that you're not sharing turns or phases and stuff like that. It's more along the lines of, like, you get to know every bit of information that I have, and I get to know every bit of information you have, and we can strategize together. Still need to make plays at a reasonable pace. This is a big thing for team events. Sometimes people tank too hard and then they start tanking together and stuff like that. If you're not playing at a reasonable pace, you're probably going to get slow played. It's not a giant deal, but if you are suspected of stalling, that is a big deal. That can result in game losses and disqualifications and things like that. So you do not want to be leaning on that in any way, shape, or form. My advice to anybody that their teammate goes deep in the tank and doesn't ask for assistance is to let them do their own game. While these are team events and you're able to communicate with each other quite a bit, you're still playing your game, right? And you need to be allowed to do that. If you are constantly if you're over Guinness's shoulder every single fucking step of the game, like, they're not going to have a good time. They're going to make mistakes because they end up relying on you. You become their moto.
Yeah, there's so many
Thanks for pointing out my triggers, Josh. I'm so glad I had you here. Where were you last game? What the fuck, man?
I've heard everything from, God, I'm glad my teammate was there, to, holy shit, playing with that guy was a fucking nightmare all day.
Yep.
So the team aspect. It's so cool that they brought it to the game, and they figured out how to do it at competitive rules enforcement. But it's a double-sided.
It's a double-sided sword for sure. Or double-edged sword.
Yeah, you were probably thinking a double-sided dildo.
Hitachi Chris. So it's straight up for as many team events as we've been doing now. The rules aren't super detailed. It's literally just
they gotta have gray areas so that they can
they develop it, right?
Yeah,
but we've had so many in this year. I'm surprised we haven't seen maybe little changes here and there.
Yeah,
it's
still beta.
There was talk in the beginning where player A wasn't allowed to come over to my side kind of thing to player C.
Then he got up.
Right, but if they're in their match, you should stay in your seats for sure. But if I'm the only one still playing at a team GP or whatever else, player A is allowed to slide out of that chair and come over here and be on this side. That's fine. It's not a big deal. You want to be careful about it though. You don't want to be bouncing around, and again, you want to make sure that you're not putting yourself in any kind of position where you're going to gain extra information. If you're a fucking 6'5" guy and you're well, I'm just going to stand here, and the fucking opponent's tilting his cards so far down, it's you're putting yourself in a really risky position there, man. I don't know if you're meaning to cheat or not, but you probably shouldn't be doing that, and you should recognize.
You know who actually holds their cards down like that?
A lot of people.
Gavin.
Oh yeah, he tanks like this.
Yes.
You're right. I have seen him do that.
He opens his hand up, and I always have to look away because I'm Gavin, God damn it, Gavin. But I don't say anything to him. I just look away. But he actually does hold his cards down when he starts tanking.
Yep.
It's really funny.
Yep. So if you're interested in any other team tournament stuff, any information along those lines, you can go back into communication policy. That's in the Magic Tournament rules. That's section 4.0 or 4.1 technically. And then you can look into team tournament stuff. Shut up, Josh. You motherfucker, you.
Technically, it's 4.1.
But there's that's it. That's the key that I wanted to get across here is that you can basically freely talk to each other, and you shouldn't be afraid to do so. You should be working together, but you also need to recognize when somebody else is trying to play their own game and is not looking for outside assistance. Outside assistance is a bad way to phrase it. Sorry. Team assistance. You still can't be telling somebody else's team what they should or shouldn't be doing. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, that's
don't do that.
A bad idea.
Don't do that. But I think
that was a good judge's corner, man.
That's it. Yeah, thanks,
bro. Because it tied in with the
everything
upcoming
that's coming up,
GP,
yeah.
And it wasn't stupid, and
thanks,
it was educational, and you threw 4.1 in there, and I loved it, man.
And I finished my beer.
Your one beer, you're so cute.
I'm adorable.
Yeah, so
Hitachi Chris.
Make sure that you guys check us out. Tomorrow we're gonna be playing Chris's deck.
Hollow One
on Magic Afternoon. We usually get started about 12:30 these days.
We usually get started about 1:30. But
it's been 1:30.
Yeah, but that's because we keep running into maintenance or other weird fucking shit.
Well, they do maintenance once a month, and we just never hit it.
Yeah,
or something. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. It's whatever. So the team captain sounds kind of. What is Rash saying? So the team captain should kind of tell the teammates what the other one is facing, so they have an idea what may not be in their opponent's deck. That's a super important part for sideboarding in particular.
Yeah.
So if for whatever reason, Guinness sees a Stony Silence or whatever over there, he wants to let these guys know because it's oh shit, there's no Stonies in those other guys' list, guys. You're good, go off kind of thing. And the fish player's fuck yeah, I'm going ham or whatever. I don't know. Or the affinity guy's just all right, you're fucked. Kill you now.
Yeah, you get extra information.
Yeah. Sideboard stuff is really important. Main board removal stuff is really important. So a big question is who's going to have the lightning bolts? Who's going to have the path to exiles and stuff like that? It's yeah, you're going to be. Actually, they could gain some information off you because the Bushwhacker deck could potentially have had lightning bolts, but
he's running Galvanic Blast, which is the weirdness of the deck, which is good.
Right.
I like it.
Yeah.
Lucky, yeah. We definitely play every Wednesday. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to, shout out and let you guys know, hey, we're going to be playing Hollow One tomorrow. We're going to be playing a serious deck, so getting ramped up for the GP. So
I got a bunch of reps. There's some interesting sequencing.
You might see less punts tomorrow, so this might be
Maybe. I hope so. With a lot of my practice, I think out of like, let's just say 12 matches, I think only 2 or 3 of them were like real decks, and then I just ran into a lot of weird stuff. Like I ran into a different Hardened Scales deck that was on Green Warrior Elves. And a bunch of other weird stuff,
Yeah.
and they were kind of gonna go.
Tomorrow.
Oh, we're gonna, yeah, it's competitive deck. We should run into competitively. Lucky asked about the Moto maintenance. Yeah, that is on Wednesdays. We're just talking because like we go from Tuesday into Wednesday, and they start it in the middle of the night, so we get all fucking.
The maintenance.
Actually, they might do it in the morning. I don't know. They're fucking in LA. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So, that's it. That's what we got. That's our show, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet. Let's go to bed.
Yeah, so...
Not together.
Why not? I'm not even going to fucking make the joke. Oh, fuck you. All right, guys. We will see you tomorrow. And then, yeah.
Goodbye, and have a better tomorrow.
Rash. Producer Rash, good night.
Good night.
All the rest of you guys, good night.
We'll see you then. Bye.